Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. I feel like I have not been over here in forever. I missed you guys. How are you doing? Last month, I think the one and only video that I posted over here was me announcing the September books. I think maybe the Cozy Mystery book. I don't know. I'm so behind on my reading right now. So I've got like 6 or 7 books I got to catch up on. I got the Cozy Mystery series to catch up on. I got True Crime to catch up on. I got Peter's Book Club books to catch up on. So I wanted to come on here today and I wanted to do this video yesterday so it was fresh in my mind, but I'm over here today. So I wanted to do my review of I think it was the July book for Peter's Book Club, which was Smile Beach Murder by Alicia, I think it's Alicia Bassett. Alicia Bassett. Which, by the way, I was looking up her website last night because I wanted to find out when the third one comes out, and because it's a book one in a series, although she said the first and the second one can be both read as standalones. You don't have to read the first one to have read the second one, which I think is called Murder at Mustang Beach. But anyway, when I was looking it up, one of my favorite authors of life, of which they also made into a movie, is Matthew Quick, who I believe wrote Silver Linings Playbook. But I've read a couple of his books. Did Matthew Quick, I should look that up and see who wrote Silver Linings Playbook. Hold on a second, because I want to make sure that I'm not speaking. Playbook, hold on a second, book, let's see. I want to make sure that I'm not speaking out about that. Novel by Matthew Quick. She is married to Matthew Quick, and I've actually read quite a few of his books. And I was like, when I saw it on the website, it was like, it went through and it was like, you know, Alicia Bassett, I don't know if it's Alicia or how you pronounce her name, but that's how it's spelled. So Alicia Bassett lives here, blah, blah, blah. She's written this, and it said it is married to Matthew Quick. And I was like, what? Like, that was crazy to cross over to me in that. But anyway, I wanted to do this book review because I turned around when I finished it. So I finished it at the pool the other day. I haven't been walking because I've been like listening mostly to audiobooks when I've been walking, but I haven't been walking lately because we got back from Las Vegas and I have these blisters on the back of my feet. Anyway, I'm having a hard time walking right now. So the other day I was at the pool and there was like just one guy there at the pool. It was just me and him, and he doesn't really talk to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this day, so I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. So I finished Smile Beach Murder and I started the August book for Peter's Book Club, which is God of the Woods by Liz Moore, and I'm really, really enjoying it so far. So I should probably finish that in the next couple days, and then I'll come over here and do the review of that, and then we will be back on track. But I wanted to come over here today and I wanted to talk about Smile Beach Murder. Well, first of all, I just want to say this. So I started it on Audible and I was like a couple chapters into it or something like that. And I just really, to be honest with you, I was like not that interested in it. I was kind of bored. And then one night I was taking a walk and I knew I was going to walk for a little bit longer that night. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just start this book over. It's been several days. I don't really remember what happened. So I'm going to start this book over. So I started it over, and I was hooked that night, and I ended up absolutely loving this book. Now, the way I scale my books from 1 through 5 on Goodreads is, if the book has some like profound like lesson in it or something, I'll give it five stars if it really impacts me greatly. If it's just a really, really good story and I love it and I would read more, I usually give it 4. Like even the Misfortune books by Jana, Deleon, I usually only give 4 stars to. I don't usually give them 5 stars. So let's get into the synopsis for this book, all right? Smile Beach Murder is book 1 in the Outer Banks Bookshop Mystery Series. And it just came out. Hold on a second. Let's see when it came out. It came out April 4th of 2023. The second one is called Murder at Mustang Beach. And this book is 368 pages. Okay. Oh, I just went out of it. All right. Pull up the synopsis. From author Alicia Bassett comes an all-new mystery series featuring Callie Paget, a former reporter turned bookshop clerk in the Outer Banks who is pulled into a deadly web of secrets when a mysterious fall at a lighthouse echoes a tragedy from her past. When Callie is laid off from her reporting job, she returns to her hometown of Cattail Island and lands a gig at the local bookstore, the same one where she found comfort after her mother died. In fact, the anniversary of her mother's infamous death is approaching. Years ago, Terry Paget fumbled from the top of the lighthouse. As islanders are once again gossiping about the tragedy, devastating news strikes. The lighthouse has claimed another victim, Eva Meeks, of Meeks Hardware. The police are calling it suicide, but Callie does not believe Eva jumped any more than she believes her mother did, especially because Callie knows that before her death, Eva had dug up a long-forgotten treasure hunt that could have put a target on Eva's back. In Callie's search for answers, she enlists the help of some beloved books and several new friends, including the handsome local martial arts instructor, Toby Dodge. But when another death rocks Cattail Island, Callie must face her fears alone. As she earns enemies in pursuit of the truth, Callie knows she will either uncover the killer or become a victim herself. Mystery Writers of America's Lillian Jackson Braun Memorial Award nominee. This book was so good. It just got so dark in here. It's about to storm outside. Okay, well, it's cozy mystery time, so I'm just going to let it get dark out here. Anyway, this book was so good and so different than I thought it would be. So it's about this woman, and her mother died when she was like 12 years old. And the way that her mother died was that she jumped off this lighthouse, okay? So she comes home because she's been laid off of her job being a reporter. And so the only other reporter newspaper in town was her mother's best friend that she has ill will towards, because she found out, and you find this out later in the book, that her mother like brought over wine and pills the night that her mom took her life. And so she thinks that she contributed to that. So she starts working at the bookstore that her mother worked at. And this sister of her friend comes into the bookstore, and she is like looking for like treasure maps and all this kind of stuff, and this treasure happens, then she dies, and she dies the same way that her mother had passed away. And so the book is really about her trying to figure out all these murders. She ends up becoming friends with a lighthouse keeper that at one point like gets into this whole thing about sobriety. I talked about this in my vlog. I feel like this is so dark. This is so dark, but anyway, I mean, it's like getting ready to storm any minute. That's probably why it got so dark. I should have brought a light on in here. Anyway, just for this one video, we'll just act like it's not happening. But she, so this caretaker of the lighthouse that introduces like a sober character, and she's also in a 12-step program. I was talking about this in my vlog that I did the other day, that whenever I read a book or I watch a movie or a TV show, as a person in recovery, I've been sober for 29 years, that is actively in a 12-step program. There's many ways to get sober. That's just the way that I do it. But whenever people hint at 12-step programs in books, movies, or TV shows, I'm always really interested to see, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of research to figure out how it works. Like, you could go to one meeting, you could ask a friend of yours. I mean, it doesn't really take that much research, and yet so many books, movies, and TV shows get it completely wrong, right? I was so impressed with how much this book got it right. In fact, I was like, is the author sober? Like, it's so accurate, from sponsorship to even the description they go in there, because she has a male sponsor, and like they explain why she has a male sponsor, and that she even says in there like, well, he's gay and gay men can sponsor women, and you know, lesbians can sponsor men. And I mean, they even go in there and just explain all of that. I'm like, she knows like everything. Like, I'm really impressed with how this whole thing is handled. And that becomes actually a big part of the book, because of she ends up dying, and it looks like she drank herself to death. And what Callie believes is that she was forced to drink herself to death. And so the drinking and the alcoholism play a huge part into this book. It's really, really interesting. It's really well done. I was so impressed with this book. I thought the characterization of it, when I go into a cozy mystery, like, I have to really attach to the characters. There were two detectives that were working on the case, a male and a female, and the male was like much older and had been like I don't know if he was like the sheriff or whatever, had been for years and years and years, and knew Callie from like when her mother had passed away and stuff like that. And he was like a very unlikable character, untrustable. Like, he didn't believe anything that Callie told him. The younger one, which, why can't I remember her name? It's like Perch or something like that. Not Pledge. Anyway, I loved her, and I actually thought throughout the book that they were gonna like have this love interest between Callie and her, but Callie falls in love with the guy that runs the gym, this Toby Dodge, who is okay, but Toby is honestly like the most underdeveloped character in the book. But he's gotten out of this unhealthy relationship, and so he's taking a year off to just heal himself, which I thought was really, really interesting that they did in this book. So she's got to wait 11 months before they can like be in a relationship together. That's how the book ends, and she's like willing to wait the 11 months, which I absolutely loved. I thought that was so cute. I loved this book. I mean, okay, if I were going to rate cozy mysteries, I would rate them completely different, because in most cozy mysteries don't have some profound learning experience. On a cozy mystery of 1 out of 5, this would definitely be a 5. I mean, I can't wait to read the next one. So this would definitely be a 5 out of 5 on a cozy mystery series. On a regular book, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5, just because it just didn't have, I mean, there was so much to it. I thought it was so well done. I thought it was so well researched. I thought the characters were so lovable and like interesting and wanting to know more about. I mean, even this one woman that's like the richest woman. Her name's Perline, which I love, but she's like the richest woman in town, and like there's all this mystery surrounding her, and you think her son's involved in the murder and all this kind of stuff. But when you sit down and you find out the real story about her, it's like she even has like this amazing, wonderful backstory, that like, because at one point Callie asks her, she says, well, I always just thought that you were a bitch, and she says something, she's like, no, I had to be a bitch because of business, but yes, there are parts of me that are that way as well. It's over, I don't know what word she uses. I don't think she uses bitch in a cozy mystery, but mean person or something. But it's very real talk in the book. And she's like, but parts of that like overflowed into my personal life as well. And that's just part of who I am. I love this book. I will tell you, people ask me all the time, like, what's a cozy mystery series to start on? I would definitely suggest this as a cozy mystery series to start on. I thought it was fantastically done. It feels both cozy and as a mystery. The reason why it feels so cozy to me is because Callie is such a lover of cozy mysteries, and she talks so much about cozy mystery books in the book that it almost kind of like, and that was part of what I didn't like about it at the beginning, is it almost kind of forces itself to be a cozy mystery instead of just allowing itself to be a cozy mystery. But I have to tell you, I loved it. And if you don't love cozies, you just love mysteries, it's a great mystery book too. I would highly recommend that. I'm going to read the next one after I get caught up on some of my other books. The next one's called The Murder at Mustang Beach. And like she said, they're both, they could be standalones or you can read them in a row. So, but I would highly recommend this. There's only 2 out, so if you're wanting to start a cozy mystery series, this would be a great cozy mystery series to start. We're also reading a couple of cozy mystery series. We're reading 2 cozy mystery series over here together. I did that video, I gotta know, like a month ago or something like that, but I'm gonna add this series to that list. And so as Alicia Bissett releases books, we will continue to read them over here together. So I'm gonna read Murder at Mustang Beach, and I will react to that, and then we will just keep on reading her books as she releases them. It looks like she's releasing like a book every year and a half, and I don't know if she's gonna continue with the series or not. So anyway, let me know if you read it in the comment section below, how much you liked it. I'm gonna try to finish God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which was the August book for Peter's Book Club, and then I will do my reaction to that as well. And Mel and I are coming up with a date for the live stream for True Crime Book Club, and as soon as I know that, we will post it in the Facebook group, and I will also mention it over here. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and let me know what you thought of the book in the comment section below if you read it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.